Outlet pass for Rick Nash. Nash now tries to slip to the fence and walk in. Nice move. Another nice move. He scored. What a goal. It doesn't get any better than this.
As he plays to the point, instead, he works his way back free. Granlund fires, score!
Hello and welcome to the Puck Drops Here podcast. I'm your host, John Crawford, along with my brother, Howie.
Hi.
Here for episode number 4 of season 5. And today we do the Pacific Division, Howie, which was a tough one for me. How was your week? How was your week?
Long.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I also had a long week.
Yeah, so speaking of your long week, with what's going on, because I guess it will be next week's show. You may have a big announcement.
It's possible. It's possible. I've got a lot of different options. Yeah. I could be going to a new city. Possibly.
So over the weekend, we got to have the listeners, which they did to me. Vote. Where should John move?
It's possible I could stay right here. I mean, that's in the cards still. I mean, it's
right.
But I could be going to a city that used to have a hockey team, and it has had a couple hockey teams.
Seattle.
Or to a team that currently has a team that probably shouldn't have a team, or is going to move a team
to Seattle.
There's a possibility. So. And there's a lot of things going on. It's been a wild week and kind of stressful. So with that and trying to get my picks together, it's been kind of a rough week. Very emotional, very, very tough. But we made it through it. And I've got my picks. And I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, I just hope with the whole move thing.
Yeah.
If you move.
Yeah.
Because if you move, because I know it's going to screw a lot of things up.
Yeah, it does.
Because and it's going to throw a wrench in my plans as far as going out there for Hazel.
A wedding, right? Which that's all into the cards too. All that stuff. It's just
because if that happens, to where that ends up getting moved somewhere else.
Yeah.
I am never buying airline tickets again.
I'm driving everywhere.
3 straight times.
right.
3 straight times to where, well, I don't know. I might be able to transfer them to whatever new destination. I don't know.
Well, one of those destinations might be a hop.
Right. I just could not jump on the connecting flight.
Right.
True. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll
Or,
work it all out, brother.
Well, unless you could convince the wife to move here, because Comcast is right across the street. Then I won't have to fly anywhere.
Right. Well, but that would mean moving the wedding too. I don't think the wedding is going to move from this state.
Oh, okay.
That's just my. I don't think it's going to move from this state. We could be sharing a hotel room together. We could be bunking. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, though. A lot of things have to fall in place before a decision can be made, and
Right.
There are a lot of options. So,
But all this has to be done by next Friday, correct?
well,
Or
part
did
of
they
it.
push it out a day for you?
Well, no, I actually have another week after that. So,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. So it does extend it a little bit, and that's just part of the decision. Is that day? But things.
See, I've only had to go through that once at one of the banks I worked at before because we got bought out. They moved all the jobs to Milwaukee, and they offered everyone, well, you go there or you're on your own.
Right.
I opted to go on my own.
Right. This is the second time that this has happened to me. Within the same company.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kubians.
Okay. You could either work on this side or this side. Otherwise, you're on your own.
You pay for my moving expenses? No, too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
That's another podcast right there.
Yeah, there it is. Podcast. Okay.
All right.
Hockey news, Howie. Hockey news.
You
You sent me a little piece this morning, which I wasn't very happy to see.
and which I don't even like to bring it up only because I don't want to bring politics into the whole show and whatnot. And
right, I don't want them in here either. So let's just keep it to short. And I'm getting notifications coming in like crazy. I need to turn.
But all I could say on the issue is that the whole kneeling thing that's going on right now in the NFL and more than likely the NBA, which I don't care about anyway. Possibly could, from what I've read, could make its way to the NHL, which I pray it does not. Otherwise, I'm done.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do not want that junk in the NHL. Keep it out, man. Come on.
But other than that, the only hockey news I have is I read this morning. I would say probably my guesstimate would be by maybe the end of next week, possibly, that Jaromir Jagr could be on a team. I know he's the St. Louis Blues are looking at him, and apparently, from what I read, his agent is speaking with 2 other teams, which does not say who that would be.
Right. I could tell you, I'm looking at him too on my NHL 18 season. I'm seriously taking a look.
I'm wondering. I wonder with what moves or what losses Washington took, I wonder if he could end up there.
He'd make a good fit there, I think.
Because he did play there before, did he not?
Yager play in Washington. I don't know. I have to look.
I think he did.
Did he?
Back in the days when they had their that weird looking blue jersey.
With the Eagle or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
I think he played there. He's played on a lot of teams.
Yeah, he's been around. But
so yeah, other than that, I don't know who else would look at him.
I'd like to see him play again. Play until he's 50, man. I want him to see beat Gordy's record.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got for hockey news.
Yeah, I don't have any either. Just that little thing you sent me this morning about the kneeling thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's begin with the Pacific Division. Our picks for the Pacific Division. We've got 8 teams this time because we've added Vegas into the mix.
Yeah, we now have the Vegas Golden Knights in the Pacific Division.
Yep. And Howie, you can start with your number 8.
My number 8 on the Pacific side, it is not the Vegas Golden Knights, I will tell you that. I have, which I think they're in that rebuilding stage as far as my opinion goes.
I'm writing them down.
I'm going with the Vancouver Canucks.
All right. Which could very well happen. These bottom 3 teams could have been intermixed for me.
Yeah, I would.
So my number 8 is Vegas. I picked Vegas only because, well, you know, they're brand new. It could very well be Arizona or Vancouver. I don't think any of these teams are, you know, they could. Nobody's going to care, really, what happens down here.
Right.
But this is, I think these 3 teams are going to be the bottom 3. But whatever. So, you know what my bottom 3 are. So, what's your number 7, Howie?
My number 7 are the Vegas Golden Knights. I see them finishing ahead of Vancouver.
Okay. I have Vancouver as my number 7.
Okay.
Which could be my number 8. You know, I don't know.
So,
or my number 6. Just depends on what.
So then I'm going to guess then that your number 6 is the same as my number 6.
Yeah.
Being the Arizona / Seattle.
Right. So, oh, wait. Let me put / Seattle on yours. Because they could very well sneak out in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah. Mid-season move.
Maybe I can catch them on camera if I head out that way.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, see, that'll be nice. Let's see, if you do go there, you'll catch them leaving, and then Brendan will have them coming in.
Their little hoods and stuff. Okay, which leaves us with the last 5, which was really tough for me. Figuring out this set here. So number 5, my number 5, Howie, could very well be my number 3. Okay. So the next 3 here could be interchangeable for me. But I have San Jose at my number 5.
Okay. My number 5, which I would agree that these next 3 could be interchangeable. I too have the San Jose Sharks.
All right.
My number 4, I think they're going to. I think they're going to make a good run at. I'm going to probably guess. Probably they'll make a good run at the second wild card spot. They may get it, but I'm going to guess that they don't. I think the two wild cards, for me at least, are going to come out of the Central.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this number 14, or yeah, this number 4 team will make a push for that second spot. So my number 4, which I think will make a bid for the second wild card spot, but I think that those two wild cards are going to go to the Central, but I think this team is going to make a push for that second one. They may get it. They very well may get it. But my number 4 team in the Pacific, I have your Los Angeles Kings.
All right. My number 4, I think, will also make that push for the wild card. I too believe that my wild cards are coming out of the Central. But it could happen with this team. But we'll have to see. They've made some changes over the off season. I don't know if they made enough changes in the off season. I have the Los Angeles Kings.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to our locks.
Here come the locks for the Pacific Division. My number 3, which could also fall to that first wild card spot or second wild card spot. I'm sorry. Depending on what's happening in the Central, because it's so tight.
Right.
And what happens right here between 3, 4, and 5? I have the Calgary Flames.
Okay. My number 3, and I think they will be a lock for number 3. Will be the Calgary Flames.
All right, you're number 2.
Which brings us to my number 2. As I said, there was a changing of the guard in the Pacific Division.
Mm.
And Anaheim made some good moves over the offseason. They brought in Miller as their goaltender, which I still think he could probably get that number 1 spot. But I'm going to say Anaheim finishes in second.
All right. My number 2. They made a lot of. They made not a lot. They made some changes on the offseason for the better. These my number 1 and number 2, I think, will be very, very close. But it's going to be. Yeah. It's going to be I think it's going to come down to who's healthier at the end and who has that momentum into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I have as my number 2 the Anaheim Ducks. Which, so this division, Howie. Go ahead.
We both then have the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Being their division winners, the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah. And we both have the exact same picks for this division.
The only ones that are flipped are Vegas and Vancouver.
That's it, which mean absolutely nothing. So, right. Yeah, interesting. It's interesting. Last year, I was looking at last year's picks. We both had pretty much the same picks, except for LA and Anaheim were the only two that were flipped.
Oh, for this division.
For
as
this
well.
division. We both had San Jose winning the division.
Huh.
And 2 and 3 was Anaheim and LA, and we both had them flipped. I had Anaheim as 2 and LA as 3, and you had the opposite.
Huh.
All the rest were the same.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there you have it. Let's real fast. Let's recap. We both had the exact same thing. So except for the bottom two, I had Vegas. Howie had Vancouver, and I had Vancouver, and Howie had Vegas. From there, we both had Arizona as number 6, San Jose as number 5, LA as number 4, Calgary is number 2. Anaheim 3. Anaheim is number 2, and Edmonton as number 1 in that division. So there you go. Next week, we will be doing our picks for the playoffs, or wild cards, and all the way to the Stanley Cup. Is that correct?
Yeah, because after that, we'll be into the season.
Right. So, so next week is we pick our winners for the Stanley Cup. So it should be a pretty good show.
There'll be some rule change where Vegas will get in there and they'll win it all.
Yeah, something will happen. Right, and then somehow they'll be playing Seattle in the conference final.
Yes.
Right.
Vegas and Seattle.
Yeah. Conference final. All right. All right, so I guess that will wrap it up here, Howie. Thank you all for listening and watching the podcast. Check out our website at www.thepuckdropshere.com. Give us a like on Facebook. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. You can check out our past podcast and present podcast out on our website, out on our podcast page at www.thepuckdropshere.com. And send us an email at jonandhowie@thepuckdropshere.com. So with that, we will catch you all next week. And we bid you all adieu.
Farewell.